Okay, hi everyone, welcome back, and in this update we are going to check out the JasmyCoin's price chart, and I'm going to actually argue, despite the recent move down, why am I so optimistic. And in fact we are going to check out some optimistic signs in the short term. Are you ready? Let's start. And if you remember, in the previous update we were right in here, and the idea was that odds are we are actually going to get yet another move down in order to maybe for a very short period of time go under this important level, which the lower band of it is about 1.45 cents. But I'm really hoping that this is going to fall into the category of a simple fake out, and then we're gonna have a very strong bounce back. Now, why did I say that we're gonna have a move down? Because I'm thinking that on a higher degree in Jasmy we are hopefully going to have an ABC zigzag, which the subways for it are going to be like this: 1 2 3 4 5 down into a correction for wave B, maybe ABC, maybe WXY, possibly even a triangle, and then yet another 1 2 3 4 5 wave down into our ceiling. Now let's go on the live chart and count some waves. So first things first, between these two highs, this one is actually the highest high, and off of it, as you can see, we talked about this specifically in the previous video, we are having a 1 2 3 4 5, followed by that this can be considered as an ABC zigzag, and then this might be a wave 1, correction for 2, and then 1 2 3 4 5 down into wave 3, correction for 4, and we said again we're gonna have another move down into wave 5, and that I'm gonna say pretty much played out. Now let's go on some lower time frames, maybe 15-minute time frame, in order for us to see the candles a bit better. Okay, so in my view this was probably starting from here to about this point, an ABC in form of a running flat structure, and then this can be a wave 1, correction for wave 2, another decent move down into wave 3, as you can see, a 1 2 3 4 5, correction for 4, another move down into wave 5, which I'm really hoping that's going to be into this larger degree wave 5, meaning maybe we have already completed the subwaves for a beautiful looking ABC zigzag, and our move down in Jasmy is simply over. Now, is this enough to be optimistic? I'm going to argue, sure, this is a good sign, but it's not really enough. Question: if you are a regular viewer, you already know the answer. What do we need to see off of the lowest low in order for us to be much more bullish with more confidence? Yep, you guessed it right, a 1 2 3 4 5 wave up. Now, this specific example is called an impulse. Rules for it are we should not have overlapping of the waves between wave 4 and 2, and in any kind of 5 wave. Wave 3 is simply not allowed to be the smallest wave. This is a huge no-no in Elliott waves, and for sub waves, you absolutely know it. 5 wave up into wave 1, 3, and 5. There we go. And for wave 2 and 4, we can have many different possibilities. Honestly, it doesn't really matter a whole lot. Let's say, sure, ABC into wave 4 and like a WXY into wave 2. Now let's go on the live chart and see what is happening. And this is why I am actually quite optimistic, you see. In my opinion, this can be a wave 1, correction for 2, another move up to about this point into wave 3, correction for 4, and yet another move up into wave 5. This initial move, when you go on some lower time frames, is also a 5 wave impulsive structure, and in here, in my view, we are probably having yet another 1 2 3 4 5 waves. So on a higher degree, hey, what do you know? Maybe these are the sub waves for a 1 2 3 4 5, suggesting the final low is set. But here's the situation: I need to see two very important signs in Jasmy in order for me to flip more bullish. Number one, I need to see JasmyCoin getting back above this very important level, which the higher band of it is about 1.5 cents. And then number two, I need to see in here a consolidation pattern, a very slow and choppy move down, which is a very important characteristic of a correction structure. And then in here, if I see the right subwaves, fair enough, this is going to be for us a decent long opportunity. So right now we are on the bullish track, do not get me wrong. However, this isn't actually enough for us to flip 100% bullish. Why is that? Because there's also a chance that in JasmyCoin we are having an ABC expanded flat, and it looks like this. This is our initial move up into a correction for wave B, which in it we are going to take this initial low and another move into wave C, and in this phase we are absolutely going to take the height of our A leg. And for our sub waves, let's just take this one, ABC up into a ABC, or maybe a WXY into wave B, not really that important from my POV, and then 1 2 3 4 5 wave into wave C. Let's go on the live chart and count some waves, and I think Again, still this is a 5-wave impulsive structure. Let's actually delete the subwave so we can identify the patterns a bit better. There we go. But now we are going to say that instead of this point being the end of our correction for wave 4, maybe right in here is going to be the end of it, and this can be like an ABC flat. This can be like an ABC on the upside, and well, on a higher degree, these might be the subwaves for, you guessed it right, an ABC expanded flat, which again, into its C leg, we are absolutely allowed to identify a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The point that I'm trying to make is this: having this 5-wave on the upside in Jasmy is definitely an optimistic sign. Do not get me wrong, but it's not enough for us to flip bullish. Why? Because after a 5-wave up, if we are truly bullish and the low is truly already in, then okay, we are going to have a consolidation pattern, a very slow and choppy move. Then on the other hand, if this is going to be an ABC flat, then okay, what are we going to have next? A very strong move down, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, possibly without having a whole lot of overlapping of the waves. So one way or the other, I do think we're going to get maybe another very small move up and then a move on the downside. But the move itself in this phase is not really the main point. It is sort of kind of predictable. What really matters is the shape of that move. If we get a correction structure, fantastic sign. If we get an impulse at that point, we need to probably count on some more downward price action. Now, what is going on in terms of indicators? Let's start by checking them in weekly chart. Okay, so as you can see, in MACD, we recently got a buy signal, which is a great sign. However, in a stock RSI, well, unfortunately now this is a confirmed sell signal, meaning in JasmyCoin, we can have in the short term 2 scenarios. Either we are going to have some more downward price action, or maybe for like a week or two, we are going to have some more chopping around. And I am really hoping that the second possibility is going to be in play. Do we have another scenario? Yes, absolutely. And this is in the interest of being objective. The other count suggests that from here, we're just going to get an outright strong move on the upside in order to set new highs. This scenario, do not get me wrong, can be in play, but based on the signs that I see, I'm going to argue maybe it's not going to be necessarily in play, at least for the next week or two. Why? Because in order to have a very strong move up, we need to first build a very solid base, and that, well, it is going to take some time. Now, what is happening on daily time frame? Okay, so we are having a sell signal in MACD, but a now confirmed buy signal in a stock RSI. So this suggests our move up in JasmyCoin can continue for another couple of days, but then after it, please count on a move down. And again, what really matters is the shape of that move. If we get a very slow move down, it is going to be, in my view, a fantastic sign, suggesting probably the low is already in. And on a higher degree, I'm really hoping that we are going to confirm that we are having a 1 correction for 2 and then a huge move up into wave 3, 4, 5. And I still believe that the next target for the next phase of the uptrend in Jasmy is going to be at least reaching to about this important area between 3 to about 3.6 cents. So overall, I'm bullish. In the short term, I'm also seeing optimistic signs, but you know what, let's just wait a little bit more and see some more evidence suggesting the bullish count is happening. And I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in Jasmy's chart. Anyway, if you found any value in my content, I would really appreciate if you like this video and consider subscribing to my channel and follow me on Twitter. And if you want more, maybe you want a complete analysis for your own specific crypto, or maybe you want to learn some decent TA in order to be able to make good money in the markets, you can become a member and ask me anything you want. And until the next update, I hope you have a wonderful time. Goodbye.